Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hat, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut, and we're back here at the Baseball Hut 2. I hope you like this video and, of course, subscribe in the meanwhile. So we got the All-Star game on. I tell you, these uniforms suck. I don't know about you folks. The uniforms that they are making the American League and the National League wear, they suck. Let me know what you think about these uniforms in the comment section. My goodness, they're terrible. They're absolutely, positively terrible. Anyway, and can the home run derby be any more boring? You don't get a chance to like watch these home runs. You got the split screen. I don't need to see the split screen. I don't need to see a close up of the player hitting it. Just do it the old-fashioned way. Camera behind behind center field, the camera behind the plate showing the field. You know what? And these guys that do the games, they're okay broadcasters. I never thought I would ever say this, but I miss Chris Berman. I miss Chris Berman. Can we get him back? Can we get him back? He used to be annoying, but you know what? It's a lot more fun than these guys. And now we got the All-Star game on. I don't know who this. He's pretty good. The main the play-by-play guy. He's pretty good. But John Smoltz, the most boring, and the Hut means most boring. The most boring announcer, the most annoying and most boring analyst in MLB today. Holy shit! And uninteresting. That's another thing. That's the most difficult thing to deal with. It's how uninteresting he is. He ain't no Tim Carver. He's not even Phil Rizzuto. Holy cow, he's not even Phil Rizzuto. This guy has no personality. Anyway, what was I talking about? Let me tell you something. You're not going to get this kind of stuff in Ball Cap Sports. That's for sure. And you're certainly not going to get this from Morty or from Rob or anybody else that does videos on baseball. Maybe from Hum Baby. Maybe. All right. 6 straight targets to watch after the All-Star break. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just get to the players. We're gonna get to the players. First up, Josh Hader, left-handed pitcher from the Padres. Hader's been one of the best relievers in the game since he debuted in 2017. Yet 2023 might be his finest yet. This is after he had a bad 2022 when he got traded. Oh man, I don't want to play for the Padres. Got all pissed off. The Brewers got all pissed off. Basically destroyed their season. But man, I'm the best player left. And he was their best player. The lefty finished the first half of a 1.08 ERA and 21 saves and 35 appearances, holding hitters to a 133 average and 426 OPS. The 43 and 47 Padres have been among the league's biggest underachievers, as well as the New York Mets, the St. Louis Cardinals. And if San Diego, which sits 6 games out of a wild card spot, 8.5 games back in the National League West, find itself further out by the end of the month, Hader could find himself wearing another uniform as he approaches free agency this offseason. We'll see. The Padres are a little strange. They make a lot of moves. And you never know. They might flip Juan Soto. You never know. Hey, did you see Juan Soto loves New York? He loves coming here to Citi Field. Interesting. Next up, Brent Rooker of the Athletics. I know you care about the A's. The Athletics finished the first half with a 25-67 record. Oh my God. Leaving them 25.5 games out of the wild card. They have time to make it back. They have time to get that back. Rooker's Oakland's lone all-star representative. While the front office has stocked the farm system with a wealth of young talent, it's difficult to imagine Rooker fitting in as part of Oakland's long-term plan despite having 4+ years of club control. He's now 29. They will flip him because you know what? If a guy comes out of nowhere and plays well and he's a certain age, they'll move him. You know, they'll get a dollar out of a dime. Rooker was dealt twice in 2022, but a trade this month would be different for him. Quote, I would be going to a buyer where in the past I would have been going to a seller as part of one of those deals. If a team contending for a division or contending for a playoff spot and looking to make a deep push pushed deep in the postseason comes to get me, anyone would look at it as a compliment. I guess being with that bad team, anything. How you doing today? Oh, I got a compliment today. Okay, yeah, told me how I was doing. Asked me how I was doing. Michael Lorenzen, right-handed pitcher from the Tigers. Let me tell you something, folks. It's been a long first half as a Mets fan, so please bear with me if you see me a little goofy than normal. The Tigers' disappointingly first half hasn't erased them from the postseason picture thanks to a middling AL American League Central so bad. As Detroit entered the break, only 5.5 games out of first place. Quote, we have guys coming back and the AL Central still kind of up for grabs, Lorenzen said. We'll see what happens, but I'm thinking we're going to go forward and get that division. I'm sure you will, Michael. I mean, that's what you have to think, right? You have to think that. Lorenzen's playing on a 1-year, $8.5 million contract, so the Tigers can bring back a prospect in return for the 31-year-old. It wouldn't be a surprise to see the right-hander who has a career-low 5.7 walk percentage dealt to a contender for the stretch run. Good luck with your hopes there, Michael. Next up, Elias Diaz, catcher from the Rockies. Diaz is the first Rockies catcher in franchise history to earn an All-Star nod. I'm surprised. You figured that very uninteresting, boring Joe Girardi would have gotten the nod. But the 32-year-old could find him, when he played for the Rockies, could find himself in a new uniform before the end of the month. And that's another guy that's really boring on the air, by the way. Playing in the second year of a 3-year, $14.5 million contract, Diaz is an affordable option for clubs looking to upgrade behind the plate. You know, the thing about Girardi, I know it's skipping around. The thing about Girardi, he's just sitting there waiting to get a job. You know, he's just waiting for his next job as a manager. I'm interested to see if he gets one. He should get one. That thing in Philly, this wasn't the right spot for him. He needs to go where somebody is, that not going to be on his case every day. He's got to go to a small market. He should go to Chicago. That's where he should go. Because they'd love him in Chicago. Or even go to, just to use them as an example. I don't think David Ross, David Ross, the manager there, would mind him being taken over for him. Diaz has already tallied 45 RBIs this season, posting a solid .763 OPS in 80 games. Colorado's number 4 prospect is 21-year-old Drew Romo, considered by many to be the club's future behind the plate. That can make Diaz expendable if a contender comes calling for catching help. And finally, well, actually not finally, I don't know if it's finally. Is this finally? No, it's not finally. Next up, Marcus Stroman, right-handed pitcher with the Cubs. The Cubs remain on the outskirts of the postseason picture despite a 42-47 record at the break. They get the same record. They pretty much get the same record as the Mets and of course the Padres, sitting 7 games behind the Reds in the NL Central and 6.5 games out of the final wild card spot. But Stroman's contractual situation, he got out of the final year and $21 million of his contract at the end of the season, could be a bigger factor in Chicago's decision. Stroman is ineligible to receive a qualifying offer if he becomes a free agent, having accepted a qualifying offer from the Mets in 2020. So the Cubs risk losing him for nothing if he opts out and signs elsewhere this offseason. If Chicago is unable to agree to an extension with Stroman prior to August 1st, he can become the most prominent starting pitcher on the trade market. If I were the Cubs, I would move him. Because he's going to opt out. I believe he's going to opt out. He's pitched well enough. He's going to bet on himself to try to get more money for a new deal. He's going to opt out. So they should just move him. David Bednar, right-handed pitcher and reliever with the Pirates. An all-star for the second consecutive season, Bednar would be one of the top closers available at this year's trade deadline if the Pirates choose to make him available. I don't think about that stuff at all, Bednar said. Whenever it does come up, some of my friends will make jokes about that, but it doesn't faze me whatsoever. What friends don't like him? The 28-year-old ranks in the top 7 percentile in a number of StatCast categories, including whiff percentage, walk percentage, expected batting average, and chase rate. The Pirates entered the second half 8 games out of the final NL wildcard spot and 8.5 games behind the Reds. And with 3 years of club control remaining, Bednar represents one of Pittsburgh's best trade chips. They should hold on to him. Because the Pirates are going to get good in the next year. They're going to get really good next year. and they're going to get better. Just hold on to him. Wait till he's a free agent. Hold on to him. You'll increase his value over the next few years. They'd be crazy to move him. Move guys that are on the last year of a contract, like say Andrew McCutchen once they get him healthy.